Frustration is such a central part of living with chronic illness and disabilities, and it starts right at the basis, which is, why is my body failing? But for those of us who have had a severe deterioration of health later on in life, it is so deeply frustrating because you always plan your future, the next few years, your career, based on how you're doing then. You don't assume that you're going to lose ability in the space of months or years. You don't assume that you're going to have to miss months because you catch a simple bug or something. The second frustration is with, how do I know when and how things are going to get worse? Because it's usually not stagnant. For me personally, it's been very hard to go from very physically fit, even after I had my tumor removed, to being quite fragile in a way that I hadn't quite experienced before. And it's very hard because mentally wants to go do the things. And even on the good days, if you actually push too hard, as I mentioned in my spoons video, you have to pay the piper at the end. So there's no real getting away from it. And then there's the issue that you always are questioning, am I putting in enough effort? There's shame, there's guilt that somehow, some way, this is my fault. I have some privilege here. The only real causative factors for most of my health issues are things that were outside of my control. So there's a little less guilt, but I'm always asking myself, hey, could I push harder? There's that saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But if you try to do that every day, what doesn't kill you will slowly carve away more and more of you. There's just so much frustration to deal with. And it's really hard, especially when people in your own circle might presume that you're not really putting in all the effort that you could be. And it could come from the most sincere of places. They have not come to the point where they've had to just accept that the reality is sucky. Frustration, really central component. There's strategies to deal with that frustration, and I'll make videos about how to do that. This was more just sort of a rant to talk about the layers of challenges that folk like myself have to deal with. Thanks for listening.